I'd like to invite the young folks to come up with me and everyone to be seated. Come on. There we go. Can anybody here tell me what the word finance means? Do you know what finance has to do with? Money, bingo. It has to do with money. It's the way we talk about money. It's how we handle money. And this year as a parish, for the whole year, we're focusing on how our faith interacts with things in our daily life. Now, some people work all day long with money. They know how to invest it so it makes more. They know how to manage it for people. They do a lot of things, but all of us have to do some things with money, right? Do you ever use money? Lots of times. Okay.
I definitely used it yesterday.
Okay, and there are all kinds of things to use money for. And so what we are looking for is where money and finance, where finance and our faith interconnect. And I think there's a picture of that on the front of your bulletin, right? There's two street signs. You got faith and you got finance. Well, they meet someplace. And then wonderfully, it just sort of happened that this Sunday, where we talk about people giving money to the work of God in the church, is in this month that we're focusing on finance. I wonder how that happened. But so this is the Sunday, you might have heard me say earlier, when members of our parish will come up and make what we used to call a pledge, or it's an intention of giving money for the support of the work of this church. It just doesn't happen. It has to be paid for like everything else in our lives. And I was thinking back I can remember the first time I made a pledge. And I know some of our young people here in the parish have been pledging for years. They make their own pledge. I started the year after I was confirmed. I was 12 years old. And I'll never forget it because I got an allowance. Do any of you people still get allowances? People get allowances? Okay, you're going to laugh. But just know I was born in the dark ages. And money went a lot farther back then. But I got an allowance. How much do you think I got a week?
45 cents.
$10? One. I got an allowance of $1. And so I thought, okay, I want to pledge. And I remember at church school we talked about the Hebrew scriptures teach us about the tithe, which is giving 10%. And I think I just studied percentages in school. And so I decided 10% of my dollar would be 10 cents, a dime. And that's what I would pledge to the church. And I was really excited. Every week I would get those little envelopes and I'd put my dime in. And I knew it wasn't much, but it really excited me to be a part of that. And then of course as the years went on, I think I was still getting allowances by the time I did get $10 a week. I had arrived. And so my sort of income got bigger, but every year I have to have this conversation with me and God about, am I still going to do that 10%? Some years it was much, much harder. Some years it was like, yeah, I can do this. It got a lot harder when I was the one making the money and the one that was having to spend the money just to live. But it encouraged me this lifelong conversation with God about giving. And I had looked to the Bible for that, but the problem with the Bible teaching us what to do is there are a lot of different ways to do it. And it's not the same thing for everybody. And sometimes it can be intimidating. Last week we heard the story about the short little man Zacchaeus climbing up into a tree. And he'd been a wealthy tax collector and had a lot of money. But he cheated on people and so forth. But Jesus invited him to have dinner with him. And he was so thankful for that, he decided to pledge half of everything he had. That's a lot. And then today's story gets even more intimidating, doesn't it? Did you hear that story we just read? Jesus is watching people put their money in the temple treasury. And a lot of rich people put in large sums of money. But they had a lot more. They had a lot of abundance. And then this poor widow, meaning her husband had died, she was all in the world by herself, comes up and says she puts in 2 little coins that equal, anybody remember how much? A penny. A penny. That's nothing. And she put that in there as an offering. And Jesus said, she's given more than all the rest, because they gave out of their great wealth, but she gave everything she had to live on. Now, it's clear to me that she was very, very strong in faith. I'm not so sure how strong she was in finance. Because even early on, I remember here scratching my head with that story and thinking, well, if she had kids at home, then she's shirking her God-given responsibility to take care of them. If she gave away everything, because if your parents wrote their pledge card today and said, give away everything I have, you just put that thought in your mind. That wouldn't be fair to you, because what would they have to raise you on? Somebody had to help her. I don't know, she may have not had anything to begin with and just received gifts from people, and this gift she decided that she was going to give away. But I don't think the point of that story is how much she gave. Even that she gave 100%. And we're always encouraged people to think in terms of the percentage of their income of what they give. It's important, but that's not what set her apart. What set her apart was the attitude with which she gave. She had a whole lot of nothing, right? But for her mind, she had plenty. She had what? Plenty. Like nothing. Just saying. And she had this sense of abundance. She had the things that were important to her. She had the sun shone on her like everybody else, the moon. She had relationships in her life that didn't cost her money per se. She had the beauty of God's creation all around her. And she trusted that God would look after her. And so she made this offering with great joy. And I think that's the important thing, is not to compare ourselves with what so-and-so in the Bible did, or what so-and-so next to me is doing. But what can I do to joyfully help the work of God in this world? A lot of people say, give until it hurts. I think it's a better approach to give until it feels really good. That's what the widow in the story did. She wasn't resentful or angry as she gave that much money. She did it with great joy. So I hope, whether you're a pledged person or not, at this point in your life, I hope that you will continue to have conversations with your family. And I hope families will talk about it. When I was growing up, my parents talked about how much they gave to the church and why, and how they made that decision. And the church is not the only place that we give and we share, but that we give out of the sense of thanksgiving, and we give with great joy, even if it's a whole lot of money. We give as cheerful givers, because we all know God loves a cheerful giver. Thank you for coming up and talking about finance today and faith.